foundation. So.
But what's the fix?
What did he say? What the fix was, or just that they were they core filling it, or did he tell you what they were doing to fix it, or?
I'm guessing they're just gonna patch up all the cracks.
Shut up.
Oh no, yeah, I remember him saying that.
Was pushed in when the house was built, when they were backfilling. That section got pushed in.
He was saying, the guy that he talked to was saying that they packed too much along the side of the house or something like that, which I don't know about.
That sounds fishy to me.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I do remember saying the guy he talked to is just going to come in and patch everything, and it should be good.
Oh my God. That's what I call burying a mistake. So today's project started out as a fairly simple landscaping project. We were going to be altering the grades, and that meant we had to remove some of the existing landscaping and then add on top of it to change the grade so that the water wouldn't run into the house but would run away from it. But once we started to break open the ground, we found some things that completely changed everything. If you're just catching up, go back to part 1 and watch that. You'll see where the foundation was cracked and broken. And we made the recommendation to jack the corner of the house up, pull that foundation out, put a new foundation in, and then to set the house back down. We've done that job before. It's not that complicated to do. But the homeowner got a second opinion, and that second opinion didn't want to do anything that we wanted to do. In fact, what they wanted to do was to make a simple patch and repair onto the corner of the house and then to have us backfill it. And you're going to see exactly what that looks like today.
With a piece in my hand and bloodshot.
All right, this stump here has got some real gnarly roots coming out of it.
One thing's clear, the man's gotta die. Man makes right, so he said when he held all the keys over our head.
And the problem is we don't want to dig out too much over here because that's the footing for the for their addition. So Blaine's going to grab the ASV with the forks on it and see if we can't kind of pop it up and get at those get at the tap roots underneath.
Down the river with a hand on a Colt and a finger on the trigger, and before dawn they try to find me. Just take me on down. Take me on down. Well, I sank that body by the riverbank, caught a boat south, took off like a hurricane, with spotlights, dogs, yeah, the whole 9 yards of breathing down my neck and breathing hard. 2 weeks in a wild chase across the highways, mountains, over 7 states. Found a man at the harbor, said that he could take me across the
Back out at the site with the busted foundation. You got that all waterproofed and patched up. So all we have to do is fill in our trench, and then we're bringing up the grade here all along underneath their porch, and then we're putting a little berm along that way to catch all the water that's coming out from the front yard and down the hill here. And then whatever water is getting underneath here is going to go out this way and down the hill, down the swale, back out towards the pond where it needs to go.
Now while we're backfilling this, we've got to do a couple things differently. For one, we're hand tamping it. We'd never hand tamp around a foundation, but we know that that foundation has already been compromised once and then just been patched over, so we can't afford to run any heavier compaction equipment than just simple hand tamping. Second thing is we're importing fill soil. The fill soil that was there was just wet, sloppy mud, so all that gets hauled away and dry soil gets imported in. Now we've got to start to rebuild the retaining walls along this foundation, and to do that means we've got to import a few of our own stones so that we can get some better material in there, some larger stones that will be a little bit more solid to raise the grade up. So that means we're going to go down to our yard and go through our own personal stockpile of boulders that we have set aside just for cases like this where we need very certain size stones, certain shape that we can dig through. We also have some dry fill soil on hand so that we can bring it all out in one load. So we've got to do a little sorting and separating so that we can move on to the next step of this project, which is rebuilding the retaining walls and altering those grades to correct the water runoff. So now we've got to be extra careful when we're replacing these initial stones along this foundation wall, because we know that it's been cracked. We know that it's just been patch repaired as far as we're concerned. And so if we let one of these stones move without being in complete control of it, it could do so much damage to that foundation wall. So everything's going to be a little bit extra. It's just going to take us longer to do than if we could just hurry up and move along and we could trust the foundation wall, and we can't. So it just takes longer. It's no big deal. It's just part of the process.
What is it about this place that everyone got no patience and everything's in your face?
We are back on our site today. We got rained out yesterday. Got a pretty decent amount of rain everywhere, and it is sloppy out here today. Just a nasty, muddy mess everywhere except for underneath the porch, which is good. That's what we were going for. So we got a fairly aggressive pitch going away from the house into a little bit of a swale, which is going down this way and sending the water all out that way towards the pond, which is it is super muddy through here. So that means water's going where it's supposed to go. Because before, all of this was pitching hard towards the house, which is one of the contributing factors to the water problems the homeowners were having. So that is all good. It needs to be where it needs to be to send the water away from the house. So all that we got to do today is we are extending this upper boulder wall out a couple of boulders, probably to right about here, just so that we can get a little more of an aggressive pitch going down around the corner here to send that water right down the hill and out towards the pond where it needs to go. So we just have that, and then this is all good to go. So we just got plastic and rock it and bring our edging, put some edging in up around here, and this site will be done.
When I wake up in the morning, drinking coffee on my balcony, trees are dancing to the whistle of the wind. Lord, I'm thankful for everything. When it's dark, light my way. Bless my heart, Lord, bless my day. I had a hard time, but you've always been around. Please don't leave me, Lord, stay around. From the cradle to the grave, you give me everything.
All right, so we decided to shave this down a little bit more through here where it's pitching behind the end of the wall, just so that we can get a little more aggressive pitch going away from underneath the patio there.
You give me everything. I've got it all. Your light is shining, and I'm thankful every day. Lord, I'm thankful for everything.
I goofed up yesterday and forgot the camera on the last day on site, so here's what we ended up with. Now, if you remember, these guys were having water getting into their basement, and when we excavated, we found all the cracks and shifted foundation and stuff like that. So we got this lower boulder wall in. We brought the grade up exponentially all the way along the side of the house here, and got to have a pretty good swale going right down the middle to send all of the water down this way and out down the hill here. We added a berm in over on this side with a fairly aggressive pitch as well, coming out down this way and over there. Tim and I decided to extend this boulder wall a little further than we normally thought. Initially we were having it end right here on the side of the footing, but we brought it out down to here because we went with a more aggressive pitch on the berm coming down along this way, and wanted to have something to hold the dirt back. And then up along here again, this was all going back towards the house. All the water, the pitch, everything was going back towards the house and spilling down and running that way. So we brought all of this up, have a pretty good aggressive swell going down the middle to send everything out this way and down the hill to the pond where it is supposed to go. So that's that. Homeowner's happy, and we finally got this one finished up. We had a lot of good surprises and was fighting the weather, but it is what it is.
All right, well, big thanks goes out to Sam for running camera for me while I was out of town working on a different project, which you guys will be seeing in an upcoming video. Now, you guys tell me, do you like to see us walk? I call this the process, and this is where we start a project and we actually walk you all the way through it as we're wrapping it up and discovering details that maybe we weren't aware of right out of the gate. And if that's something you like, just tell me, hey, more jobs, more processes. I will definitely start to include those for you. And that's all I got for you today, guys. Tell me what you think of this video, and do me a favor, check out the video here, the other video that I put up right here, and then hit the subscribe button, hit the share button, and the bell notification. That's like up in the corner or something. And when you hit that, what that does is that tells you every time I upload a video. And with that being said, that's all I got for you guys today on this video. We got a lot more coming at you. God bless you guys, and go get them.